In the previous life, I married a man with a limp. Despite his handsome appearance, he seemed worthless. I followed him, enduring mockery from my stepsister for half my life. However, the limp man showed no ambition, responding to my scolding only by preparing a table of food to calm me down. Rebelling against my fate, I decided to escape the misery and marry into a prestigious family in my next life. When my father was about to betroth me to the limp man, I was ready to refuse. But he spoke first. Standing in the wind, dressed in white like snow, he said, "Thank you for the favor, but I already have someone in my heart. In my previous life, I spent my days eating, shopping, and scolding the limp man. Despite his attractive appearance as the legitimate son of a noble family, walked with a limp. People avoided mentioning it, but I persistently called him Limp. Surprisingly, he never got angry, always smiling. When I questioned his usefulness, he replied, "I'm good at cooking." Frustrated, I cried out, "Why did I have such bad luck?" Eventually, I died. Fortunately, I got another chance, returning to the age of 16 before being betrothed to the limp man. Excited, I decided not to marry him again. I aimed to change my fate and surpass my stepsister, who had become the favored wife. The mention was lively due to my father's promotion celebration. In the midst of the festivity, I planned to attract a high-status suitor. As I prepared myself, my stepsister approached, mocking my previous fall. I retaliated by revealing her infertility, hitting a sore spot she had kept secret. However, I refrained from pushing further, not wanting to cause her distress. Determined to improve my life, I attended the celebration where many young noble sons were present. I hoped to capture the heart of one of them. However, I noticed the absence of the limp man, and I felt relieved. I didn't want any connection with him this time. Later, I encountered a young man, Zhu Qingfeng, who seemed different from my memories. He was looking for a lost van and left to search for it. I saw an opportunity to interfere with his future connection with my stepsister and guided him in a different direction. As he left, I realized that I didn't want him either. I decided to avoid entanglement with the past. Later, I learned that he was supposed to meet my stepsister in his previous search and eventually fall in love with her at the banquet. I observed potential suitors but found myself distracted. Suddenly, someone called out to Zizhou. I looked to see Zizhou, the one with the limp, arriving late. Despite his calm demeanor, he walked with a noticeable limp, and the admiration and pity of the guests were evident. Even though the guests expressed sympathy for the once prominent figure now with a limp, there was an underlying satisfaction in their hearts that he no longer overshadowed them. Behind me, a woman whispered, "Zizhou looks really handsome."